Hello, everyone. Welcome to Far From Just Words. Today, the topic is enslavement with the illusion of freedom. Are we truly free? Can we truly say that we are free in Africa? Because there's so many aspects and factors that make me think that we are not. In order for us to be free, we have to be really free. Some of the nations are celebrating 60 years anniversary after independence or something. Are we really independent? Because I don't think independence is something that has to be given to you. Independence is something that you work on, so much so that you can feel yourself. As an individual, I am independent because I feel that I've worked hard enough and I have something put somewhere, some savings or something, or I know that I have something that is mine, that I can live off of. And I don't need to depend on anyone. I can take decisions by myself every day, my own decisions. I don't need to lean on anyone. That is independence. I can take advice. That is allowed. But you take the decisions. So some of the things that make us question independence in Africa and the true meaning of freedom in the African continent is the fact that directly or indirectly, most of the decisions that have been taken on the African stage, like the political stage, the high-ranking stage, are not really taken by our political leaders. Somehow, either they're being manipulated or they are being maneuvered or being swayed or being forced into taking certain decisions, and they don't actually go out there to tell us. We just bear the consequences. Let's start by one of the things. One of the things that will help us truly independent and that we can feel the freedom, because freedom cannot just be for certain people in the society. It has to be for all of us, the common man, the middle class, and the successful business worthy man or woman. The deconstructions of the colonial barriers is one of the things that has to be done. And when we talk about deconstruction of colonial barriers, or boundaries, we're not talking about just the physical notion. We're even talking about the intellectual and the mental issue of it. You were at one time, this is just an example, you were at one time told by a grandparent or a parent that this person from this country, you shouldn't associate with them, you shouldn't talk to them. But through the years and you being an adult, haven't you come to the realization and ask yourself the question, what did they really do to me? Or am I just carrying a grudge from my parents or my grandparents' grudge, walking around with no reason and hating other people? So you see, it's also a mental issue. Right? So, and I think that, because this is, as I said, it's just an example. I think sometimes family members and relatives, because this is especially about the environment that you grew up in, sometimes they had an unfortunate situation with someone in the past, or traveled to a certain place or a certain country, had a bad experience, and then comes back home and assumes that everyone was like that. And then that goes on, and everyone has a particular, like when you talk about his country or a tribe, someone just has an image in his head. So that is part of the deconstruction of colonial boundaries, the mental issues, not the psychological part of it, not just the physical part of it. Not just the taking away of visas and giving us one passport. If someone can take a train from Berlin and gets to Paris, why should someone not take a train from Kampala and gets to Yaoundé, or someone takes a train from Johannesburg and is in Luanda. Why? Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't we? Don't we dream of a day like this? Don't we want a day like this? The second part of it is governance. Governance is something that I think in every part of our leadership in Africa, or the leadership in Africa, it is always going to be mentioned. It's like tomato in an African food. It's always mentioned. So it's something that we will always get to talk about. What is governance? First of all, this is something that it's important that we know the definitions of these words so that we can even talk about them. Instead of hanging pictures of useless leaders that haven't done anything through their reign behind our office desks, they should be hanging pictures of definitions of things like what is governance, what is leadership, behind on those walls in their offices, in those government bureaus and offices. Instead of hanging pictures of leaders that, I don't know, is that your grandfather? Why are you hanging his picture there? They should be hanging definitions of the things that are supposed to do, so that every day when you get into that office, you are able to look at that definition and say, this is what I'm supposed to do. It should remind you of who you are and what is the definition of your job. That is true governance. Those are the bases. Then when you get into the field, you actually do the job. The job is for us all to enjoy, not for a particular person to enjoy, not for a particular group of people to enjoy. Everything should go down from up to down. It is a shame that you can visit other places. It's a shame that you can go for conferences, whatever nonsense, visit the Pope, and see the development in other countries, see how the system works, and then come back and sit in your offices with your small suits and well-combed hair, and yet do nothing. Nothing. Change nothing. You increase taxes on the people that you are supposed to find a way to make their lives better. Is that normal? Is that governance? What is governance? The manner in which you govern a state. The manner in which you govern a state. The strategy. Everyone has a place. The army has a place. The police has a place. The gendarmes have a place. Everything has a place. And they know their functions. And they keep to time. When you're called, you go there. You don't go around. We're not fools. We're watching you every day. You cannot say you are managing a state as a leader or a president or prime minister or something. You're managing a nation, and 60% of the plans, or let's say out of the 100, out of the plans that you had for a year, you haven't been able to finish up 30% of them. Just 30%. You haven't. That's a shame. Even if you have to carry over some of the plans to the next year, you at least have to get 60% of it. What are the roads? What are the hospitals? These are things we talk about every day. It's the same thing. Most videos, we have this. I will say this in most of my videos. And I think other people say it in most of their videos. These are things we need, basic things. And you can't talk about governance when infrastructures are not there. You're building stupid buildings for people and like in Cameroon, there is a lot of ministries and a lot of stuff, a lot of departments, and all these departments need money. So you're just sharing money, and that we need money. And the next minute you're borrowing money. You're going to borrow money to France or something. Put us in more trouble. It's like a dad that is a drunkard, spends his money on drinking. And then when it's time to pay school fees, he goes and borrows money from neighbors and everybody and family members. And then he gets to die. and the whole family is in debt, and we have to pay for the rest of our lives. That is exactly the picture. It is true that we cannot make a decision that one size fits all, because in most nations in Africa, there are different tribes, they speak different languages, they have different cultural beliefs and something, but we have to find a way. We can't be in a system that we know for donkey years and that we don't know how to find a way. Wait, when people talk about China, most of the times, do they really think that the whole of China, they used to think everyone used to speak Mandarin? They don't. Most of them are looking different. Every province, they look different. Every city, they look different. They speak different. They talk different. But they found a way to make sure that every place, everyone speaks one language. And all of them fall under one governance. Why can't we? The third thing is, we should respect ourselves enough to understand that our forefathers were not completely wrong. We should stop taking decisions based on the fact that we were told that somehow everything from our past, from our ancestors, they were wrong. And we, just because we are the woke ones, we are the new generation, we are the ones that went to the university, we know it better than they did. No, we don't. We are actually destroying everything that they built. That we're destroying the foundation. Yes, there are parts that need to be rewritten. There are parts that need to be updated. There are parts that need to be retouched. But we can't completely destroy a good foundation only to build one from cheap cement. It was a good foundation. And by the way, it's important for us to know in this new age that the word progressive or progression is not a new word. They knew it too back in the days. They thought about it. They had it. Everything goes round. Let's talk about one thing. Go to your mom's or your dad's wardrobe. The clothes that they wore as young men is what you are wearing, or other places they are wearing right now as fashion. But when you were growing up, you thought, this thing is old. Now it's normal. Now, another point, the fourth point is, what is the use of all these organizations that we have? SADC, is it SADC or something? Is it African Union and ECOWAS, and there's the new one, the Sahel something. What is the contributions of all these organizations to the well-being of a citizen in any nation in Africa? Because the last time that I watched a program of the president of the African Union, he talked about how they spend half of the time begging the members of the member states to contribute their own quota to the finances of the African Union. And they can't. Most of them don't. Just a few of them do. So how do you expect them to work? How do you expect them to do their job when you cannot respect them to take decisions that matter? You see the way the United Nations is being respected everywhere, right? They even send their armies to places. If you cannot respect your own child, if you are not respected in your own town, they cannot respect you in your own town. You cannot respect people that need respect in your own town. They have to go somewhere else for them to be respected. And then that's when you see the value in them. Is that what an African has been debased to? The doctor that was in your city is nothing. You don't give him no respect until when he travels to Germany or in America, and then he makes money, and then he becomes famous and popular. Then you say, we have a Cameroonian top doctor in America or in Germany. Oh, this is the time you remember that we have that? Because another person appreciated what you should have appreciated? That is the nonsense that we do. We don't appreciate some of these these organizations and allow them to do their job, if only if they are really there for their job. Because I believe they should be given the chance to actually do these jobs. Yes, I've criticized some of them in the past, but I think, particularly on this topic, enslavement with the illusion of freedom, we need to give them the chance to show something, to prove something. Because they have given so many complaints, but we're not really. There's the African 2030 agenda, 2060 something agenda. It's something we need to see come to pass. Now, the Africans, we can't always leave. This is another thing that I'm just thinking about. Like, Africans, we can't always leave when the opinions are different, and we just feel like, let me make a new organization because this other organization didn't give me the chance to do what I want. It's true, some of the decisions taken in some of the, remembering what happened to ECOWAS before the Malians and the Burkina Fasos left, because of the president that was there, which we know that at his age, I don't know what he's doing there. So, but I could understand why they felt like some of these people are in their 80s and 90s, and they are like our neo-colonialist leaders, right? It's like yes, the colonial master left, but now he left the neo-colonial master. These people in their 80s and 90s, they don't listen to advice. They don't listen to anything. They don't have no ideas to share. They don't care. They have the same characteristics as the colonial master. They don't care. They don't have nothing to share. They don't care about the citizen. They don't care about the common person. It doesn't matter. Every time, like we have elections coming up in Cameroon right now. One of this guy has been in government since I was born. He's now trying to form another party to stand for the presidential election. Him and his other friends. Can you imagine? The same person that was under this other President Pobia. It's unimaginable. And then they go back to their villages and try to convince those people that no, we are going to change things. It's because this other leader was bad. He's the one that made us not to be good. Really? For over 30 years? Really? And these people fall for it. We keep falling for them. The same people. No. And so I can understand what happened with the Sahel, cutting away from the ECOWAS. But we can't always go and create, because if not, we're going to have more than 55 organizations in Africa, and then everyone is in it. It becomes a party. You go to the party that suits your wants and your wishes. Now, that's not what we want. We have to build something, no matter the upheavals and the problems that we face, the things that the disagreements that we have in opinions. We have to build something together, and we have to find a way to leave the neo-colonial masters away from, take the colonial masters away from the main stage. Yes, the main stage, where the party is. Yes, we have to take these neo-colonial masters from them, from those desks, from behind those desks, from behind those connections, those under the table contracts. We have to take them apart and keep them far away so that we can grow. These are the neo-colonial masters. If there is anyone in government that is older than 75, it's a neo-colonial master. That is my saying. I'm saying it. It's a neo-colonial master. He's following the orders from his colonial master, and now he's calling the orders. He doesn't care, because he has no new idea to share. What is the idea he wants to share? What is the idea you can share in this new colonial time? You didn't have a phone, but when you were born, and now children are having iPads at the age of 5, and you have an idea to give that child? Is it not something we can work hand in gloves? But you need to retire. We work with you as a volunteer, not someone that is the main person. You should be writing your own books. And maybe we should read them and learn something and then add it to what we have. Anyways, the next thing is we have to also stop using systems in place. I mean, just adding to the same thing I was talking about in Neo-colonial masters. We have to stop using systems that were not built for us. We have to sit down and really, really draw the plan for our own systems that work for us. Because it almost seems like the black man can't do anything. The black man can't really function by himself. Anything good thing that is given to him, he would destroy it. He would destroy it. There is even a saying that when we sit down and talk with some friends and they say the only reason South Africa is one of the African countries that's developed, that people go run towards with infrastructure, is because the white guy is there. If they were also left alone, just blacks, they would destroy it too. Let's prove them wrong. Apart from wearing your nice suits, shaving your hair, please do something. Let's see that you're working. I don't think that our fathers were thieves, and I don't think that thievery can be transmitted through DNA. So why are we thieves? Anyways, let me end by saying that let's not also judge ourselves harshly, because I'll include myself in that, because sometimes I do it. Let's give a chance for us to be truly free in the way that we conduct ourselves, in the way that we enact laws that are for our people, not laws, and actually enact laws from a visionary point of view for our people, for the future of our people, for the future of our grandkids and kids. Not laws that were given to us. Let's be free. Let the mind be free. That's where it starts. It starts right up here, the mind. If you're free here, you become free in the heart and everywhere else. The physical part of things that come to existence is it's a reflection of the mindset of the people. So when we seek for freedom, true freedom, not the one that is an illusion, we have to start from the mind, the mindset, the heart, truly kind, passion, and truly wanting the good of the people. Then we have done something. Thank you very much. This is Far From Just Word by Akumbe. I wish to see you in the comment sections. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time. Bye-bye.